Happy Friday, everybody around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I hope that you do have the best weekend of your life this weekend. Now, last night, I was part of an online seminar that was called Exit the Insanity. And it was put on by a group called Blue. And so I had 15 minutes. So can I give you just what I kind of said in 15 minutes? And the reality is this, I think that they took to it really well. You know, it's amazing when people actually pay something. They paid $20 last night to have 4 speakers. It was about an hour and a half. And I did my 15 minutes and there's no preparation for this because the reality is just coming off the cuff is always the best way. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Ending the insanity. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not a long trip, but it's a deep one. Ending the insanity is this long. Did you get that? It's only this long, right here. It's from here to here. And understand something, ending the insanity. Well, what is that? Well, first of all, some of you might get a little pissed off at me, but have you ever challenged your most prominent and dominant beliefs? Oh, and let me tell you something. Those are the beliefs you got from family, that you got from your schooling, and also from your religion. And people will say, well, I'm not religious. Then why do you have so much guilt? Because I'm going to tell you something. Whether you believe it or not, okay? All right? Somebody said, I'm not? Yes, I am. I'm on TikTok. Okay? Anyways, the reality is that I'm going to tell you something. The insanity is in here. It's in here. Okay? Everybody's waiting for the world to end, or they're waiting for a new world to start. And I'm going to tell you something, okay? Everybody here, if you don't learn to live in the present moment, you're never going to have it, okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. Your belief systems create everything. Your personality is created by your belief systems, what you speak, and what you think about. And so everybody's there waiting for all these great tips to end the insanity. Well, the insanity is, first of all, believing that the medical system has anything to do with healthcare. They don't. And guess what? How am I going to program somebody, okay, that's had, well, since 1919 is when the medical system, the AMA, really came out, okay? And they were almost bankrupt. So we're talking about over 100 years. It was actually 210. It was actually 1910, my apologies. So we're talking about how long? We're talking about 110 years of training and manipulating. Okay, so medical care is not broken. The system's not broken. It's working just fine because that's what it is. It's drug, surgery, chemo, radiation, or guess what? It's all about suppression. Suppression of what we call being a real human being. Next thing is, the government is not broken. And I told everybody on there last night, the government's not broken. I gave some examples. They're not broken. And if you're picking red or blue, or you're picking sides, there are no sides. And if you're picking sides, you already lost. If you pick sides in this world, you've already lost. And understand something. The only side that you should be picked is understanding and inner side, inside you. And I'm going to tell you something right now, everybody. People will call me up and go, Dr. Wolf, I need your help. I'm only going to take a minute. It never takes a minute. So the reality is most people have been taught to only band-aid over their problems because you don't have any value. Remember something, if you were priceless, would you allow people to treat you until they mistreat you? Would you mistreat yourself if you had unconditional love and care for yourself? If you don't want to buy into the unconditional care and love thing, you're never going to have it all. You're not going to have it all. Oh, you might go, oh, I've reached my goals. I've made $1 million, or I've got tons of friends, or I've got a really good relationship with my family. But unless you have unconditional love and care for yourself, and you are really going to just focus on your personal purpose on this planet, your passion, then you're not going to have it. So just know that. I'm going to tell you something, and this is the truth. Only 1 out of 10,000 people actually finish the game and play the game properly. Okay, and that is the truth. Now here we've got a whole new game going on, don't we? Well, I'm going to tell you something. The rabbit hole goes so deep that 9,999 people out of 10,000 will be ruled and screwed over the next few months. And the reality is because we've always been taught to what? Save our money. Well, you're going to lose your money. And understand something. The US dollar has been, you know, for a few hundred years, it's been the currency. And now they're going, well, they're going to lose it because they weaponized themselves and they went around bullying the world, which they did, but it wasn't the people. The people never did it. It was the Federal Reserve. It was the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, and they weaponized the dollar. And the US dollar is going to fail and fall, and it will not exist in a few years. Completely, it will not exist. And if it does, it's so minimal. And the reality is, we're going to get into the digital thing, and then guess what's going to happen? Now, the digital will be weaponized too. Maybe not at the beginning, but nothing ever great or good or amazing, okay, stays that way. It gets bought up. I mean, you can go to the health food store and go buy your best oat milk that only has 3 ingredients, and then as soon as it becomes popular, these guys are going to poison it. So the reality is this: I have nothing bad to say about this world. I have nothing bad to say, okay, about anybody in this world. But there are people that have really bad beliefs. The reality is this: if you want to exit the insanity, you can't hate anything. Because that's the insanity of it all. They want you to hate them because they're untouchable, and they are untouchable. And you can say, well, they'll get theirs when they die, or you know, they're going to go to court, or whatever the case may be. But you know what? You don't know this stuff. Why aren't we minding our own business? You know, the insanity is what you think, and the insanity, they actually got you to think it. They got you to think all these things. It doesn't matter how much you talk about Bill Gates or George Soros, or you talk about anybody that you don't like. What does it really matter? You're just making yourself sick. And the reality is this. I'm going to tell you this. I've only said it about 3 or 4 times. If you really want to know what's going on, and believe it or not, people will say that money doesn't matter, and then everybody's saying, you know, I'm poor, I'm just trying to pay my bills. Well, the reality is you're poor and just trying to pay your bills because that is your program. That's your program. And then, you know, this morning, somebody called up and they were talking about how they were blaming their doctor on something. And I said, you can't do that. You can't blame your medical doctor for anything. You know they're not into healthcare. They're into just prescription drugs and they're into surgery. How can you blame them? They were never in the health in the first place. I mean, we are so insane. You got to stop acting insane. You know, it's not your fault probably because you're sick, but you do have sick beliefs. Because if you didn't have sick beliefs, you wouldn't be sick. And that's the truth. And understand something. Is there a God? Yeah, but not the type of God that 99.9% of the population believes. What a bunch of crap. Seriously? Seriously? That there's somebody up there judging me all the time? If you want to exit the insanity, then stop thinking that that which created the universe is judging you all the time. Do you think, why do we take the most beautiful energy that we can't even understand, that we wouldn't even be able to look at because it would be so bright and beautiful? And why do we corrupt it down to a dysfunctional human? You know, you can believe whatever you want. You know, you can take the oldest book, oh, this book was written millions of years ago by the hands of God and all that stuff. And I'm not trying to poo-poo or piss you off today. But I'm trying to tell you there wasn't a book written that isn't loaded with chokeholds to make you feel guilty, to not be able to heal properly, not be able to be abundant on all levels. Listen, and if I piss you off, then you're just on the wrong platform, okay? And the reality is I piss off a lot of people. You got to get that. I piss off a lot of people because I know that I'm the only natural health practitioner that I know of on the World Wide Web that will give a money-back guarantee on his treatments, his courses, his master classes. Did you get that? And my consultations. And you know what? I'm sitting right now in the DOD 5-star retreat. This is a beautiful retreat that we have here. Okay, it's got 3 beautiful bedrooms, a beautiful pool. It's got electric bikes. You know, you get organic juices every day. We're 5 minutes from the most beautiful beach here in Ixtapa, Mexico. The reality is you're never, ever, ever, ever going to exit the insanity because your family's insane, your friends are insane, and The majority of the population is insane, and they can stay insane, and I'm going to love them anyway. And then you can say, you know what, who do you think you are? You think you're better than us, Daryl? Absolutely not. I'm one of you. And just know this, I don't care what religion that you have or what faith that you have. We were all created by the same creator. And then when you came on this planet, you decided to buy into the story that your group told, your parents told, your school told. And that's the truth. You know what? There's nobody different here. We're all the same. We all have the same potential. But it's the belief systems that will decide your potential. And my belief systems are this, that which created the universe has never judged me. Thank you very much. You are not going to even get me to buy in to that which created the universe is that dysfunctional to judge me. When I came down to a crazy planet that lies, cries, and justifies everything. Seriously, you know, my parents gave me to the government for what? How many years? I went to school. I went to school for 16 years. 16 years indoctrinated. And understand something, I'm not staying there. And so I will never ever be accepted by the majority. I will maybe be accepted by maybe 5%, maybe 3% of the population. And that's where I want to stay. I don't need approval from the majority of the population. I don't need and never will take anything personal. You can like me, you can hate me, you can love me. And there's the insanity that I really care what people think about me. You need to understand this, and you don't need to understand anything. But I mean, if you want to understand this, I have unconditional love for everyone. Oh yeah, I do for everyone. Now, you have to understand something. I didn't say I buy into everyone's beliefs. And some people have some really bad beliefs. And you know I have no problem, you know, voicing my opinion about them. And it's just my opinion. I don't want to see them murdered. I don't want to see them punished. I don't want them to see them struck down. Because guess what? You do. You do. You do. Okay, I'm going to say, who do you hate? Do you hate me right now? Or do you hate something I said? Or do you hate something you ate or you drink? But why are you drinking it? Why are you eating it? Why are you listening to me? Why don't you just then go somewhere else where somebody matches your beliefs and then never grow? Let me tell you something. I don't go anywhere on this planet unless somebody's going to challenge me. I don't go anywhere on this planet unless somebody's going to challenge me. And every day I do something that scares me but excites me a lot. Okay? You know, I'm telling you right now, we're coming out with Braveheart Nation app. There's never been an app created like this. 95% of it is to bring the world together. And I mean bring the world together. You need to understand this. There's never been a war that's been worth it. Okay? And the biggest war that's going on is the one inside of you because you are insane. You are insane because you have belief systems that actually put chokeholds on you and judge you. Oh, you don't believe me? Seriously? Then why aren't you living your passion and your purpose? Why aren't you rich on all levels? Okay, rich on all levels. Why aren't you rich in your relationships? Why do you have relationship problems with people? I have no problems with any relationships with anyone. Now, of course, there's people in my family that if I went to visit them, and I stayed too long, I'd be terrorizing them. Just because I like to juice fast. I like to do advanced water fast. I like to do things that almost nobody likes to do because I'm not an eating machine. Take a look at the majority of the population. They eat 3 meals a day. They have 3 snacks a day. They are not thirsty until they're thirsty. Do you get what I just said? I am never thirsty. If you ever allow yourself to be thirsty, then you've already got brain burn. You know, the reality is, and people don't understand health. I'm going to say something right now, and that's that 90% of all health practitioners they play inky-dinky schnitzel house when it comes to health. Right behind me is a cardio med bed. I can take a person with 92% blockage and I'll give them their money back if I don't follow through. And they will actually cancel their heart surgery. You heard what I just said? And that's after 35 to 37 hours being on this cardio med bed. They'll have perfect circulation. And guess what? These beds are in hospitals all throughout Canada, United States. And guess what? I've made a contract where I'm pulling them all out. They cost $250,000. We take them, they're brand new, they have hardly any hours on them because the cardiac doctors went on strike and said either the beds go or we go. Gotta love it, right? What would you do for money? How much would it take to sell me out? You know, I've been attacked by my government 3 times where they tried to pull me down. Yeah, they don't know what to do anymore. You know, they spent about $250,000 just a year ago trying to say that I murdered 3 people. Yeah, how did I murder them? I murdered them by what? Increasing their circulation? What did I actually do to them? Understand something. To exit the insanity is not to care what other people do or the threats that they make. You're always going to have people that are jealous, whether it's people in your business, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's your neighbors. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. And your business is what? Unconditional love and care for yourself, and actually observing yourself, never judging yourself again, and getting rid of these BS belief systems, okay? That's what it means. They're dysfunctional belief systems. And understand, I had a lot of them. My father was a born-again Christian pastor, carpenter. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This is serious. I'm serious about that. But the reality was he was never happy. And the reality is he could never answer my questions. And he couldn't answer questions from a 6 and an 8-year-old. I get punished all the time. And understand something, it's just nonsensical. All of this stuff is nonsensical. You are spirit beings and you are eternal, okay? The life down here is not eternal, so don't blow it. Don't be fearful of the future, because if you are strategizing every day for yourself, I said yourself, that's not selfish. You need to center yourself. Go inside yourself and go, you know what? What if I did have unconditional love and care for myself? What if I did become the best at what I would love to do in my life? Well, then you'll be paid very well. And then guess what? You won't be thinking about your bills. You won't be thinking about making money. I don't think about making money. You can believe this or not, but I can retire today. And you can believe this or not. This place here, okay, if you were to rent a house like this, it would cost you about $1,400 a day here in Ixtapa. I mean, people are coming here and it's $350 a day. That's what they pay. So I could rent it out at $1,400 a day. Trust me, with all the people I know and how beautiful this place is, I could do it. But that's not my passion. That's not my purpose. And the reality is, if it's all about making money, then I'm over that one. I'm over it. I'm over it. But I do have to make money to move forward and to move my dreams and to actually do these things. I just spent $220,000 US on an app that 95% of it is free, okay, to try to help you find the others, to help you go, like, even if you were somebody and you went, oh my God, you know what? Now that I eat right, think right, and I love my life, I can't find anybody that loves that. Guess what? I'm actually going to have a place on the app, and it's called The Perfect Match. And we are going to be really scrutinizing it. But you can actually find someone that is a spirit being that just loves life. Loves life. Not, you know, I like to play cribbage and I like to go for walks. No, this is, you know what I am? A spirit being, and I like things that scare me a little and excite me a lot. And I want things to be different. And I just want to live the most beautiful life. And I only want to focus on what I want to focus on. The world doesn't need fixing. And the government's not broke. It was meant to break you. And whether you want to believe this or not, I'm going to come back to it. Like I said, last night I did this big webinar. And I'll tell you something. I said to them, go to BHN, The Ripple Effect. And it's something that I put there. There's only maybe 100 people, 150 people. Because I'm only going to say it like once every month. That is it. I'm not going to say it any more than that because I'm not a financial guy. But understand, if you have a ton of money in the bank, you are so crazy. That's insane. You need to buy gold, you need to buy silver. Go watch these videos. I am not intelligent, I am not a finance guy, but understand something. There's an economic crash coming, and guess what? This economic crash is going to make me a very rich guy, and I don't even care about being rich, but I like strategizing because guess what? And I'm not trying to get you into something. I'm trying to tell you that you need to look at gold, you need to look at silver, and you need to look at Ripple, XRP, and XLM. Now, these have been suppressed by the Rockefellers, by JP Morgan. I've got enough videos in BHN, The Ripple Effect, to prove this. And understand something right now. I know how to strategize myself. And that's what I do. I stay very calm. Have you ever woke up at 3 o'clock at night? I wake up at 3 o'clock to 3:30 every night. And I don't go, oh my God, I gotta pee. Piss me off. Am I gonna get back to sleep? No. I get up, and of course I have to pee because I drink things. And it doesn't matter what time of night you wake up, you're gonna have to pee. And the reality is I go pee, and then I go right to the couch, and I just get into a meditative position, and I stay very quiet. Because my God, that's never judged me. Because holy crap, seriously? Seriously? What a bunch of crap. My father, you know what he said? I was born a sinner. Do you know what that used to do to me? I used to bang my head to go to sleep at night because I knew I was going to hell. And then by the time I was 12 years old, they used to call me the devil child. I used to live in this little town called Broadhaven because I said, well, if I'm going to hell, I'm going to have a great time. And I mean it. I was always coming up against it. And listen, if you're the type of person that you always fit in, you're called a nice person, which you're not getting anything. You're doing everything and trying to become everything to try to get people to love you and like you. And understand something. I am so glad I was a little rebel. So what? They called me the devil child. Because I actually realized that the God that I was taught doesn't exist. And is it okay if I believe that? If you want to believe that your God is going to save you, if your God is going to put you to hellfire, or whatever you believe, or you believe there is no God, it doesn't, believe whatever you want, but remember something. Can you live in the present moment? Can you keep a slight smile on your face all day long, no matter what's going on in the world? Or are you all caught up in the evil and the sin and how the world's going to hell in a basket, and oh my God, it was so much better before? Seriously, every moment is a beautiful moment for me. And the reality is there's always been wars, and there's always going to be wars, because guess what? You bought into the BS when you went to school, when you went to church. I didn't say all churches, all schools, but just 99% of them. That's my belief. Is it okay? And the reality is this, it's really got you screwed up. Okay, to the point that guess what? We'll have people come on here and they'll go, you know, this is my only savior, okay? Or you're going to hell, Daryl, for what you said. Really? Seriously, guys? Okay, we were all created by the same energy force, okay? That nobody has seen, nobody really knows what it is, but it's pretty amazing, isn't it? And you actually think it's going to dumb itself down to actually 1 minute love us, 1 minute hate us? Seriously, I'm not buying into this anymore. So you might be on the wrong program. You know, it's a really good thing, that we're able to be good enough that we can offer a money back guarantee on our consultations and on our body work. It's the best in the world. Our stuff is the best in the world. I put my heart and soul into this. I don't have any chokeholds. Okay, I'm not a loser, I'm not a failure, I'm not a sinner. Have I made mistakes, and I'm going to make a lot more? Absolutely. And I don't need your approval, okay? And I don't need your judgment. And guess what? I'll never do it to you. And understand this. You know, like tomorrow I start a personal treatment and training here, okay, with a beautiful lady. And anyways, the reality is these people come here and we bring the thunder down. I don't care if you've been trying to get well for 10, 20, 30 years, okay? I'll give you a money back guarantee that when you jump on the cell sonic bed, when you get the cell sonic treatment from us, which is right here at 25,000 volts, put into actually the highest frequency light therapy in the world. It can shut down stage 4 inflammation in a pulse. It can decalcify the mitochondria, okay? I was talking to a gentleman too this morning, and he said, hi, Dr. Wolf. And I said, how are you? And he says, yeah, I'm from Arizona. I said, that's great. And he goes, listen to me. I saw your stuff and I can't believe this. Is it really true? I said, it's true. I'm going to give you a money back guarantee. He says, I've got hundreds of friends that I golf with. And we're in our late 60s, 70s. Our shoulders are gone, our elbows are gone, our knees are gone. I said, I'll give you a money back guarantee that in the first 20 minutes of these treatments, I don't care if you went to a chiropractor, physio, acupuncturist, massage therapist, or whatever you've done. In 20 minutes, we will surpass that. And then I'll give you the cell sonic, and we will reverse your problem in the first treatment by 60 to 90%. I said, how's that sound? Wow, unbelievable. And I said, yeah, well, that's why we have to give them money back guarantee. Because the reality is you have to understand that the majority of health practitioners out there, their work has been watered down and diluted, okay? And the reality is too, I can remember, like I was in healthcare now for over 40 years, and the first 15 years I was scared to say anything. I'm not scared to say anything. I'm not scared to say anything anymore. Anything. As long as it's the truth, my heart's in it. And I'm not saying that I'm always right, but the reality is I'm willing to give a money back guarantee on everything I do. And how many people will do that? And this is why we go around teaching around the world. Our whole life coach, our Wolf non-surgical, why we teach the woman's pelvic course. My God, you women, if you were to do a vaginal infusion, I don't care what your problem is, whether it's a sore throat, a brain problem, but definitely almost all women have a pelvic problem. Yes or no? Oh yeah. Okay, and you were to do our vaginal infusion when nobody's even heard of it before. What, you put stuff in the vagina? Well, guess what? It only is, are you ready for this? It's 500% more powerful in the healing in the human body to do a vaginal infusion than take it orally. Did you know that? The reality is we do the ultimate coffee animal. We don't do water fasting, we do advanced water fasting. You know, everything that we do, I've hacked over these years. We are the best at what we do. Okay? Let me tell you something. You got somebody crippled up, you want to come down to Ixtapa, Mexico. Depending on the situation, you can call me. Just as I'm only going to give you your first name, that's it. So I just talked to Jill, and they're coming here in about 4 weeks. Her and her husband to take the Wolf non-surgical, and she's here to get treatments. And guess what? It's been 15 years. She's had a neck problem, shoulder problem. And she goes, are you going to get rid of it? And I go, the first treatment we do, Jill, when we do the non-surgical and the cell-sonic, we're going to get rid of 60 to 90% of it. And then 5 days later, we're going to do it again. And then we're going to do it just before you leave 3 times, and you won't go home with it. And because her and her husband are going to come here and learn the Wolf non-surgical, they won't be certified. But guess what? They don't have to what? Limp. They don't have to feel old. They don't have to go, oh, it sucks to get old. My achy joints and all this, because it's just scar tissue and crystallization, calcification. But you know what? Here's the deal. Most people are going to never exit the insanity. Does anybody know why? Because they don't realize that 90% of the beliefs that they have aren't theirs. They were actually force-fed. And they're not worth much. Most people are not worth more than a nickel 95. That would be $1. And the reality is this, I didn't tell you to come spend your money here. There's other power pack places that have cell-sonic and cardio med beds. And guess what? If you want to go to them, Australia, Canada, throughout the United States, you want to go to them and you don't want to come to me or Dr. Sage Wolf or our master practitioners that work for us here. You go to them. I won't make 1 penny. You'll show me. You go give them your money and they're going to be able to help you as well. So the reality is here, it's not about selling me. I'm trying to sell you on that you've been lied to. You've been lied to. There's no such thing as arthritis. There's no such thing as colitis. There's no such thing as asthma. There's no such thing as cancer. Cancer is stage 4 inflammation. If you know how to bring down inflammation and restore scar tissue back into beautiful connective tissue and get the calcium back into the bones. And you know, I didn't say anything, did I? Did I tell you I could cure you? No, there's no cure for you. The only cure for you is living in the present moment, slight smile, shoulders back, and knowing that you deserve to be healed now. You deserve to be abundant on all levels right now. And that's what I teach in the Whole Life Coach course. Now, I teach about how to master your emotions, how to go in there and write a whole new menu of beliefs in your subconscious. Because what if every belief that was a prominent, dominant belief was based on unconditional love and care for you? What if, for some of you, you're going to go to hell because that's just selfish. And then for others, it'd be, wow, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. My life's hell. I don't know how I can turn this around. And understand something, there's your belief. Let me just see if you can make it through the weekend without saying one negative thing about anyone or anything. And let's see if you can focus only on the things that you love and you'd wish to become, and you can focus on already being there. Oh, but you're going to go to hell for that too. Oh, but if you don't go to hell for that, you'll definitely be judged by your family because they're used to sucking off of you and you sucking off of them. You don't believe me? Well, let me just put it this way. Do you remember when you were younger? You were promised unconditional love from your mother and father until you started to walk and talk and you acted like them. And then they started judging you. And then all you wanted to do was get the hell out of the house and find someone that would totally love you unconditionally because they couldn't do it. And then you went out with this girl, you went out with that girl, or you went out with this boy, or you went out with that boy, and you're still trying to find unconditional love from another human being. Well, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it until that person that you meet has unconditional love for themselves. They can't give that to you. So the reality is you know as well as I do, every relationship, 6 months, it's amazing. Or even maybe a year. And then guess what? After the first year or the second year, guess what? You're going, I don't know, am I giving you more love than you're giving me? Because I'm feeling kind of left out here. All the things I do for you, I don't think you really love me like you did before. Well, of course she can't. She can't be a pumping station and fill up your heart, and you can't fill up her heart every day. It's actually her job to fill up her heart, your job to fill up your heart, but you're never going to be able to do it because there's not many courses that do it. Tony Robbins doesn't do it. I can name a whole bunch of other people. I'm not putting Tony Robbins down. He's the best in the business if you want to build your business. But you can't build your business until you know how to mind your own business. And I know how to do that in a whole life coach course. You learn about building an actual relationship with yourself first and foremost. Well, who else? If you have a great relationship with yourself, how are you going to have a bad relationship with anyone else? If you have a bad relationship with yourself because you can't get enough love and you judge yourself because, oh, well, because this was written in a book and I deserve the punishment. Seriously? No. Let me tell you something. If you come to me, don't apologize for nothing. Okay? It's not your fault. This stuff is not your fault. But it's your responsibility to learn how to unconditionally love and care for yourself and then mind your own business. Focus on the things that you love and care for. This is your party. You're not coming back as this person again. Okay? You are eternal, but you're not coming back. Don't ruin it. And don't let anybody ruin your moments anymore. Anyone that judges you, just kindly exit. Okay? If you're not willing to protect your vibration first and foremost before anything else, then guess what? Then you're going to be sold off by the pound and your vibration is going to come down. How does it feel to feel guilty and do something that you don't want to do? Because every time you go and do it, you feel sucked out. And then it takes you hours or days to bring your vibration back up. Seriously? Isn't it great? Isn't family great? My family's great because my family has an understanding. Let me tell you something. When I first started getting into this self-love, unconditional love and care stuff, why don't you ask Dr. Sage Wolf when he was younger? Or ask my son, Gerald Wolf, who lives in Toronto, he's a professional dancer. Or ask my daughters. And when I started getting like this and they were young, God loved their mother. But when I started believing that I had to have unconditional love and care for myself or I was never going to care for my family better, guess what? They used to call me Buddha. They used to call me Jesus. Okay? I'm serious. They all ganged up on me. And guess what? I love them anyway. And the reality is this. My children now love themselves much more than they would have. Okay? Because their dad didn't expect love for them. He wanted to love them anyway. The mother of my children, she could swear at me. She usually ended every conversation with the word F, you. And I loved her anyway. And I still love her. Let me tell you something. Nobody needs to act any way for me to have the best day of my life. Can you just take a look at the people, please? All of these people were created by the same energy that you were created by. And can you please have some empathy for them? Their belief systems are ruling them just like yours are ruling you. My belief systems are ruling me. My belief systems are unconditional love and care for myself and everyone else that I can do it for. My belief systems are I'm going to make millions of dollars and I'm going to create a Braveheart nation and I'm going to minimum have 1 billion people learn how to smile no matter what war is going on in their head, in their bed, in their house, in their city, in their country, or in the world, because the wars aren't going to go away, okay, until you learn how to play. And that playing is unconditional love and care for yourself. So you're not going to exit the insanity. Just know that, okay? And understand this, but you don't have to be the insanity. And the reality is why aren't you looking at the whole universe as a PlayStation game, okay? Because understand something. The Matrix and Monsters, Inc., that cartoon movie, those two things were the closest movies to what's really going on down here. And the reality is, if you want to win the game here, then you mind your own business. You love and care for yourself no matter what anybody else is thinking, okay? All right? So, one second. I think I'm being cut off by TikTok. Anyways, I just want you to know something from the bottom of my heart. Fill up your own heart. Let's see if somebody calls you up and you go, no, I can't come out tonight. I'm having a date with myself. What would it be like to be with yourself and you never put yourself down again? You never, ever compare yourself to another person, and you just know that you are infinite possibility. Listen, yesterday I worked. I unloaded 3 containers. I had 8 movers, okay, to move all this stuff into my house. You should see my house right now. All right, now, the house that I have here in Ixtapa, Mexico, I've got carpenters there, plumbers there, I've got a pool guy there, I've got a guy building a pickleball court. What do I got so much. That's the way I am. I've always been like that. You know, if I wasn't into health, I'd be dead already. But the reality is I just love it. I love to see how much I can do and how cool I can stay, and how at the end of the day I go, wow. Because if you follow me, I'm going to show you that I will accomplish in 1 year what most people take 10 years. And I'm no smarter than anybody else. I swear to God. This is not what I'm saying. I just got different belief systems that don't put me on the hook, that don't judge me, okay? And I just move forward. If I accidentally hurt someone's feelings, I will apologize. And then I will learn to see how that person operates with those belief systems so that I don't offend them from my own personality of being, I guess you could call me an overachiever, but the reality is that I'm not being hurt, and at the end of the day, I've got all kinds of energy still. I go swimming every day, or I play pickleball every day, and I'm telling you, I do something every day. Listen to me. I am building the most beautiful nation down here, Braveheart Nation in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. Within 2 months, you will see that you could get you can get a guy that'll clean your carpets, that is going to treat you fair, no gringo bingo, a carpenter, a real estate person, a person to do your hair. I mean, everything. I'm going to have that all on my website because I have people already moving down here. People are already coming down here because life down here is amazing. Don't believe what you hear about Mexico. Okay, if you went to Cancun, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, but there's a lot of stuff going on in Chicago and New York and Toronto and Montreal and all these cities, right? You just take it for granted. Down here, it's so peaceful. It's so beautiful. It's like, yeah, I just found my place. But we will bring the thunder down. If you can get yourself down here, and if you can't come down here, but you want to check out a power pack person that has a Cellsonic and a cardio med bed and does the work that I do, and Dr. Sage does, then go to bhnpowerpack.com and do the research. But I will tell you, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Because if you had perfect circulation, what would you have? And if I put the strongest electrical force in your body, but it's in a love harmonic, and it actually has no harmful side effects, what are we going to do? We're going to bring the thunder down. And understand something. You're being lied to. You're being lied to all the time. And the people that are lying to you don't even know they're lying. Did you get that? Isn't it kind of funny how we could have such a large population of human beings, okay, all right, being sold off because of money, okay? I mean, think about it. Other human beings are our jailers. Other human beings pretend they're authority over us. Nobody has authority over me. Nobody tells me what to do. You understand? Everywhere I go, I just say, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Follow me around, find out. I'll be on video about it. The next time that they try some stunt, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Just because somebody tells you to do something, you don't do it. No, I'm not doing it. No, I don't care who you're from. Oh, I'm from the government. Well, I'm definitely not gonna do it. You have no power over me. Remember something. When you say nothing, you're giving your consent. When you say nothing. And understand something. They're after the low-hanging fruit. They're after the person that doesn't stand up for themselves. Do you get this? The person that's just going, and that, you know who that is? That's the herd. That's why they're called the herd. And that's why we're in a harvest time right now, because people have done enough prescription drugs. They've taken enough drugs in the food they eat. They drink enough alcohol. They toke enough that guess what? They're so dumbed down, okay, that they don't have the energy. And understand, I don't have to fight for anything. I just put a slight smile on and go, no, I'm not doing it. That's it. Don't lose your cool. Don't lose your cool. That's all you got to do. Do you ever watch these people that they think they're in authority? Somebody can be yelling at them and screaming at them. Like I've seen things with little glimpses with Biden and other people, and they'll come on and somebody's yelling out and they'll just sit there and take a glass of water, take a sip, and they'll ignore it as if they're not even there. And meanwhile, they're there lying their butt off, okay? And everybody knows they're lying their butt off, but guess what? They just stay cool. And when the other person loses their you know what, they're the ones that look foolish. I'm just trying to tell you, you can't threaten me, okay? And you can't scare me into anything. I've already been there. You know, I've had my government try to annihilate me 3 times already, okay? And the last time they came at me like with everything they could, right? And that's it. So, you know, and what did I do? Did I go and hide? I didn't go and do a show on it, but every time I did a show, I told everybody what's really going on, and that's the deal. You got to understand something. I rock the boat, but understand, sometimes things need to fall out of the boat, don't they? Sometimes things need to get shook up, don't they? Why don't you rock the boat a little bit? Only to the point with unconditional love and care for yourself, and start looking at your prominent, dominant beliefs that run you. Oh, my life, it's just, I don't know what to do. I mean, that's a program in itself. I mean, why don't you calendar track yourself, and you're going to find out that you run the same program all the time. And then calendar track your family, your friends, and you're going to find out you're all running programs. I'm running a program, but guess what? It doesn't matter how tired I get. It doesn't matter how tired I get. If things don't go my way, you're never going to have to pay. And either is Lori, either is Dr. Sage Wolf, either is anybody that works for me. Oh, do I roar sometimes when I say, guys, did you see what you just did? Oh my God, please wake up. Because you got to understand, I've got staff that work for me that toke too much, drink too much, and they don't eat right. But go ahead. How could I ever run something this big, okay, and think that I'm going to get somebody that eats a whole plant-based diet and they have unconditional love for themselves? Really? I'd be like, well, there's insanity. So it's never going to happen. And my job isn't to try to change the people that come and work with me or for me. That's not my job. So guess what? I have to look at this as like a game, and I got to be on my game. I got to stay connected to my breath, keep a slight smile on, and just watch everything. And guess what? The brain is amazing. It's the best computer in the world. Don't limit yourselves. Don't ever say that I'm no good at that. Don't ever say that I can't learn that. Don't ever say that I can't do anything. But first of all, go back, dust off your passion, dust off your purpose. And do you even know why you're here? So do you know how many people come down here that have been given a life sentence, and they've been told to prepare, to leave, to exit? And guess what? First thing I say to them, do you want to live? And what do you have to live for? Now, most people that have stage 4 inflammation, they call cancer, or an autoimmune disease, you know what they say? I don't know what I'm living for. Well, what have you always wanted to do? Can you be selfish enough to try to create a perfect day, to actually love and care for yourself? 1 second, please. Okay. They just made me end this. So I had to end one of them. So what is it that you've always wanted to do? And I'll tell you something, every one of you. You've all been taught that the more you suffer and the more exhausted you get for your family and for this world, there's a big payoff. How's that working for you? My phone number is 469-861-8884. Give me a call if you think I'm full of it, okay? Because I'll have you on my show. You can challenge me on whatever you want. We can talk about it. And just know this, I'm in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico, and I'd like to do 1 or 2 consultations on somebody who speaks Spanish, and I've got Cynthia, and she's going to translate, and we're going to come on live, because guess what? We need to pay it forward. That's what we do, right? We pay it forward. That's what we need to do, right? So if I'm going to live in this community, then I need to get back to this community. So we're going to start one this week, and it's going to be next Friday, actually. And it's going to be a gentleman who just came to clean my carpets. And so we're going to have him on. He has colon cancer. And just so you know, men, just so you know, okay, colon cancer and prostate cancer is the fastest growing cancer with men, okay? And most of it's because they can't let go of their crap, okay? And that's emotional crap first. So men need to become more flexible, more open, okay? And it would be really good too if they were to not watch so many sports and guzzle so many beers, okay? Because 2 beers a day will grant you prostate inflammation and critical bowel problems. Only 2 beers a day. Isn't that something? Okay, and just know that even organic beer has glyphosate in it. I know I'm off track a little bit. But the reality is that find your passion, find your purpose, and then pour your heart into it, okay? All right? Don't work hard, just work smart, and love what you do. And I love what I do. And like I said, I can retire, but I'm not going to. What, retire what? I found my passion and purpose. My God, when people smile, you know what? To relieve someone of pain. To relieve some of pain. So understand something. Stop suffering for your family. Strategize. So your family's sick. So guess what? Then you should never get sick. You need to get healthy. Because people, just one thing so you know, people don't get sick. When you call people who are getting sick, they're not getting sick, they're getting healthy because they poison themselves. You'll never find out, you'll never see that I have a disease. You'll never see me sick with a cold or a flu. Okay? Just know that. Okay? And then you can go, you know what? You're too cocky for your own good, Dr. Wolf. You're going to get yours. And who even says that stuff? You're going to get yours. I'm not going to get anything. I'm going to make sure that I am everything. And I'm allowed to be everything. And guess what? If I make a mistake, I'll apologize. But guess what? Really? Let me tell you something. The deal is you rock this world. The only reason why we're in big trouble in this world is because the majority of the population bought into suffering. And they bought into disease. And there is no disease. It's you out of ease. And it's you out of alignment with your spirit. It's you out of alignment that you actually believe that someone else is responsible to feed you, to heal you. And it's not going to happen. Nobody's coming to save you. Okay? Nobody. And then you can go, oh yeah? Really, Daryl? That's not what I know. My Bible tells me so. Well, let's say that you're right. But until then, can you be the hero? Can you be the hero? Because understand something. You're not going to end the suffering on this planet until you end the suffering on a personal level for yourself. I don't suffer for anybody. But I will be there as much as I can for everybody. And how do you do that? Well, you become the light. And you don't become the light by believing in guilt, in judgment, in sinner, in failure. Okay? Talk like that and we're going nowhere. And the reality is this. There's only one family that actually splintered off 100,000 years ago. And they call themselves different names all over the world. And they are smart enough to strategize and hogtie 8 billion. You know, there is a God. And it's not coming to your rescue. Because you already have, okay, all right? the frequency and the energy that's attached to that universal thing that people call God, which is a high frequency. Whatever you put out there, you have. Okay? You got poverty consciousness, you got poverty. Okay? You believe in disease, the word disease, then you've got one. Okay? If you're worried about getting sick, then you're sick all the time. Okay? And the reality is if you stress out and you suffer for your family, you're sick all the time. And understand something, why don't you go ask them if they'd like you to stop it, if they'd like you to just let yourself off the hook. All right? Oh my God, whenever you go, I get so stressed, I worry so much. And that's how we show our love. That person's imprisoned by a belief, yes or no? I gotta go, okay? Yeah, because you know what? I'm working on my dream today, okay? All right? We got so much happening here. We've booked 13 personal treatment and trainings in 3 weeks, okay? How's that, okay? All right? Because we used to do these. We would take 3 personal treatment and trainings, okay? All right, at a time. I'll never do more than 2. When I was running the Ixtapa World Healing and Training Center here a year and a half ago in Ixtapa, we'd have 100 to 200 people here. That'll never happen again. We'll never have more than 12 people come to us because it's going to be in quality, not in quantity. What if we actually get people leaving here believing in themselves, loving themselves, caring for themselves, living their passion and their purpose, and not even focusing on what they don't like or focusing on what they used to hate or focusing on that it's their responsibility to save a world that doesn't need to be saved. Seriously. Save yourself. How do you save yourself? By changing yourself. How do you change yourself? You change your personality. How do you do that? Well, you change your beliefs. But guess what? They're not really your beliefs. If you're hitting bumps all the time and running into the same thing all the time, the brain's is only a computer, and you're running programs, and they're sucking the life out of you. Okay? Anyways, I'll give you a couple updates, and that is our crystal sale is over Monday night, and I'll be in Stuart, Florida, to give a whole New World Practitioner training, whole life coach certification, and then Dr. Wolf will be teaching the Wolf non-surgical, which is the most powerful body work in the world. I'll give you a 3-day money-back guarantee on those 2 courses, that by the 3rd day we blow you away. I don't care if you've been a practitioner for 10, 20, 30 years, or if you've never ever been a practitioner before, or you just got out of high school and you want to become a practitioner, or listen, you can go all the way to a doctorate with us. I hope you know that. And we'll also be doing a 3-day woman's pelvic masterclass that you can master that, and that is the holy grail for a woman. Also, if you want, download pdgfree.com, pdgfree.com. That is the most powerful book I'll ever write, and it gives you everything about emotional, physical, nutritional, and mental, and it's all about you taking action, okay? And I'm coming out with the Braveheart Nation app, and I think that's about it. I'll shut my yap, and I'm going shopping, okay? If I've upset you, I didn't mean to, but I would like you to put a slight smile on your face right now and hold it there all day. Keep your shoulders back, and then tell yourself that you matter and that you're priceless, and that everyone that does not treat you like a priceless diamond, okay, don't put up with it anymore. And always start off with if they're family or friends. I love you, but this is not the relationship that I want anymore. I want to learn how to unconditionally love and care for myself. Okay? Let's see if you can go 1 week without reacting and attacking yourself or anyone else. Let's see if you can go 1 week without discussing any wars that are going on, any politics are going on, any religious things, okay? Let's see if you can go 1 week where you